sports fans. Welcome into a new episode of the Leaderboard here on WTOL 11+, bringing you all the latest and greatest from the world of local sports. I'm Noelle Blumel.
I'm Dan Cummins in for Tyler this week. I'm excited to get off the bench and get into the action.
Well, just get ready, Dan, because coming up in this episode, we are mixing two of your favorite things, the TikTok app and the Italian Bowl.
Comedy.
This is a story you sure won't want to miss.
Coming up on the leaderboard, our top 11 countdown is back. This week, we're counting down the Mud Hens' 11 no-hitters.
Then we're heading to the Glass Bowl as American and Italian football meet. Plus, we're breaking down this week's leaderboard poll question of the week.
Not to be left out, we take a trip to tour Bluffton's baseball field. We introduce you to a local boxer with his eyes on a global prize, and so much more action coming up now. Let's jump in.
Our sports team was on the sidelines of the Glass Bowl recently, where the Italian Bowl was held for the second time in its history. This year, the game featured Guelfi the Firenze from Florence and the Dolphins from Ancona. Guelfi dominated this game, winning 49-14, and the game not only brought a taste of Italy to the Glass City, but people from all over. And I caught up with one whose curiosity and slight judgment earned him a spot on the sidelines. Political media spokesperson by day, TikToker by night. What started as a constant conversation turned into a side hustle for this North Carolina native.
As a little kid, I would go and watch like the most obscure college basketball games. I really got bored in college, and my college friends told me that you need to stop telling us about this random stuff and just tell other people. So I just started posting online. People found it funny, and I just continued, and it's just blown up ever since.
His love for the unknown and unpopular side of sports recently made Toledo the subject of a video.
For some reason, the IFL, the Italian Football League, is having their championship game, the Italian Bowl, in Toledo, Ohio. Weird.
When I made that video, I meant it as a complete joke. So I learned about the Italian Football League right after the college football season ended. I pressed on the Wikipedia page for the IFL, and I noticed that they had their championship game called the Italian Bowl. I scrolled all the way down and noticed in 2023, they had their championship game in Toledo. I thought that that was a typo and they meant Toledo, Spain, which still would have been ridiculous. I looked and it was actually real.
400,000 views later, the video caught the attention of Toledo Mayor Wade Kapsakavich, who was quick to defend and extend an invite.
Hey Mason, my name is Wade Kapsakavich. I'm the mayor of Toledo, Ohio. Might not make a lot of sense, but it's fun. This is the second time we've done it. I hope your video gets 50,000 shares or likes or whatever it is you needed, so we can see you up here in a couple weeks at the Glass Bowl.
Sure enough, Powell was roaming the sidelines of the Glass Bowl this afternoon and capped off his night at Fifth Third.
That's a cool logo though.
Where the Mud Hens welcomed him with open arms.
Gave me the bag, the hat, got me the chain right there. And then this is the creme de la creme. This is the best. I love this. Oh, the club level seat was insane. Like that view right there is incredible.
Although initially skeptical, Powell can now leave Toledo with certainty.
I understand. I really do. Ooh, get down, get down, get down. The culture here and the people of Toledo are second to none. The hospitality I've received, the genuine love for their city, you just don't see that often, and you have to admire it. So I see why the Italian Bowl's here for sure.
And Dan, I don't know if it gets more Toledo than that. Starting your day at the Glass Bowl, ending it at Fifth Third. And fun fact, Mason actually told me he missed his nephew's second birthday party because Mayor Wade Kapsakavich invited him out. How's that?
Toledo people are no kidding. They really are friendly. Everybody's so nice here. That's, I came here as an outsider too, and this has been my home for 45 years. But I have a question for you. In the concessions, instead of hot dogs and pop, were they selling wine and ravioli?
No, but there were meatballs in the press box. No pasta,
Meatballs?
Though. Meatballs and bruschetta, which was great. So,
see? How Italian is that?
How Italian is that? And if tradition follows suit, the game will be back in 2 years.
I was probably like, don't screw this up, don't screw this up, don't screw this up. Man, I don't know. I think like when that happened, it was kind of I would say like a benchmark, kind of like a bookmark, like it was an accomplishment that you would never forget, I guess.
Tonight on the leaderboard, we're heading to the bullpen as we go back through the record books and celebrate a Toledo baseball tradition that spans more than a century.
Wow, from solo dominance to combined efforts and even a pair of perfect games, the Toledo Mud Hens have thrown 11 no-hitters in their storied history. So let's head into the mound and relive each one. At number 11, it all began more than 130 years ago on June 18th, 1889. That's when Edward Cushman tossed the very first no-hitter in Mud Hens history. He did so during an 8-0 shutout at Rochester. Number 10, just under 20 years later on August 16th, 1908, it was James High West who no-hit Milwaukee on the road in a 7-0 game.
Yeah, I played Little League Baseball with High West.
Oh, wow.
Number 9, in 1910, Carl Robinson followed suit, blanking Kansas City in another 8-0 win. Robinson only played 2 seasons in Toledo, but boy, did he sure make it count. Number 8, then came Jim Baskett, who made history for a different reason. Listen to this. July 13th, 1913, he threw a no-hitter at Minneapolis, but still lost the game 1-0. Truly one of the rarest outcomes you'll ever see in baseball.
Number 7, the 1940s brought a new era of Mud Hens pitching dominance. Jack Kramer no-hit Louisville in September of 1943 in a 5-0 victory. Number 6, some deja vu. 6 years later, almost to the day, Bill Connolly did the same thing in a 5-0 no-hitter over Louisville on September 6th, 1949.
Over halfway there, number 5 now. What still stands as the greatest pitching performance in Hens history? June 27th, 1950, Marlon Stewart threw a perfect game. 9 innings, 27 up, 27 down. Not a single Indianapolis batter reached base. It remains the only 9-inning perfect game ever recorded by a Toledo pitcher. Number 4, July 4th, 1965, fans in Atlanta saw fireworks on and off the field as Pete Mickelson fired a complete game no-hitter for Toledo.
6 years ago tomorrow. Number 3, then came a second perfect game, this time in shortened form. July 16th, 1972. Future major leaguer Joe Niekro threw a 7-inning perfect game against Tidewater. It was only 7 frames because it was game 1 of a doubleheader, but Niekro was untouchable. Number 2, Dan, you might remember this one. In 1994, another Tiger standout made his mark in Toledo. It was Lima time as Jose Lima no-hit Pawtucket on August 17th in a 3-0 victory. That still stands as the last solo no-hitter by a Mud Hen.
Jose was a character. And finally, number 1, the modern era, a group effort. April 23rd, 2016. 4 pitchers, Warwick Saupoul, Preston Gilmay, Logan Kensing, and Bobby Parnell combined to no-hit Charlotte 5-0. We caught up with Kensing this week to talk about the impact of that no-hitter on the ball club and his life.
Like, the whole goal is to get 27 outs every game. And if you can do that without giving up a hit, or, you know, guys be locked in and be that special, it's just an amazing accomplishment for those guys. And it's something to be, I think, held very high in my memory for all time. And it's fun to be a part of. He wants to buy the chance to do it all by themselves, but doing it with those 4 guys, obviously, that's pretty cool.
Well, that was quite the list. Some old school names I had never heard before, but some new age guys as well, as Niekro was known for his knuckleball also, which I've personally never been able to throw, even though I've tried when playing catch with my dad.
I tried as a kid too. You know, you have to have pretty big fingers to be able to do that.
Not me.
Jose Lima special when he passed away back in 2010, but boy, was he fun to watch out on that pitcher's mound.
Just off I-75, a small college ball field carries a big legacy. Why Bluffton's Memorial Field is more than just a place to play ball.
Plus, where's the best seat at Fifth Third Field, huh? We put it to a vote, and you, the fans, have spoken. Leaderboard poll results coming up next. Be right back.
Welcome back. Let's head down I-75 to the University of Bluffton. That's where we get an all-access look at Memorial Field. It's one of the more unique fields in D3 college baseball, but more than that, it's a memorial to players who are gone too soon.
James Grandy, Director of Athletics and Head Baseball Coach at Bluffton University. This is year 22 as Head Baseball Coach and just finishing my 3rd year as Athletic Director. We're standing on Memorial Field here at Bluffton University. I was here since like 1988 in that time frame when it was part of the Sears Athletic Complex when the university built all the athletic complexes out here.
What kind of makes this field different than some of the other Division III fields that maybe you see?
Well, especially now, it's kind of a little bit of a throwback because it is all natural grass and dirt, and so there's a lot of maintenance to that. We try to keep it maintained pretty much all year, at least looking nice visually, because somebody might hop right off the interstate and come take a look at us, and we think it's a special place. So when we were thinking about renovating the field, we knew we needed bigger dugouts, better dugouts, and a better backstop. And so our CFO at the time was a huge Cubs fan, so he had a vision that he wanted our field to look like Wrigley. So he very much modeled the backstop after Wrigley Field, and the dugouts turned kind of towards the field instead of away from the field, which is common in major league parks now. So it kind of makes it the friendly confines like Wrigley Field. In 2007, we had a bus accident that unfortunately killed 5 of our players and the bus driver and his wife. And then after that, we renovated this field and named it Memorial Field. So we've been able to try to maintain it over these years, and it's really become kind of a special place on campus. Our baseball team means a lot to Bluffton University, and we do our best to uphold that. And it means a lot, especially because of being Memorial Field. It's like a living tribute to the players we lost and the team, the 2017.
Do you guys kind of still feel like their presence here on this field?
Oh, absolutely. They're still a part of definitely my life for sure. And then I get to share stories about that team and the players we lost, and it's a special place.
And Bluffton has plenty of ideas on how to keep improving Memorial Field. Grandy mentioned new batting cages and more is coming in the near future. That'll bring us to this week's WTOL 11 Leaderboard Poll of the Week. Last week, we asked you, where is your favorite place to sit at Fifth Third Field to watch a Mud Hens game?
Your options this week were behind home plate, down the first or third baselines, out in the bleachers with the picnic tables, or up in the Hessman home run alley.
The results are in, with behind home plate winning more than 50% of your votes. Next in second place was down the baselines. Sitting in the bleachers came in third, while the Hessman home run alley came in last. All right, Dan, let's hear your opinion. Where is your favorite place at a ballpark to sit?
Well, when I first heard you doing this poll for the show, I thought it's a no-brainer. Behind home plate is the only place I want to sit at Fifth Third Field, because from there, if you're right behind home plate, it's a great view of the field, and it's a beautiful stadium. We all agree with that. But also, you can hear some conversations. You can hear the coaches yelling to the players, go, hold, things like that. You can hear the conversations with the umpire and the catcher sometimes.
Yeah.
It's more of a rich feel of the baseball field by being there right behind home plate.
I definitely understand that. For me, I kind of think of it as the movie theater. You don't really sit in the front row at a movie theater. You want to sit back and up a little bit to see the whole production. That's personally my preference, which wasn't an option, but I guess for these
honestly,
options,
I kind of like sometimes sometimes we just go, we'll sit in the upper deck, behind home plate, but upper deck kind of, by the press box. Maybe the press box is right there open, and you get a great view of the ballpark there too, and downtown for that matter.
I know, the skyline is beautiful behind
that for sure.
outfield, for sure.
And with that, it's time for this week's Leaderboard Poll question of the week, and this time with all that hot weather in the area, we're taking things to the pool.
We sure are, Dan. We want to know, what is your go-to swimming stroke? Is it the freestyle, the backstroke, the breaststroke, the butterfly, that one's really hard, or the doggy paddle, which is my personal preference? To vote, simply scan the QR code on your screen right now or head to WTOL.com and head to the sports section. As always, we'll be back here next week to break down the results.
From East Toledo to the top of the national stage, local boxer making a name for himself and bringing home a championship belt. Coming up, meet the young man they call the Nightmare.
It might be the middle of summer, but basketball never takes a break. Anthony Wayne's new head girls basketball coach, Chandler Adams, was on Chasing the Game this week. Here's part of their conversation.
Welcome into Chasing the Game. Chandler Adams is here. Chandler, thank you so much for being here and doing this, man. Just appreciate having you in studio. How are things right now? How are things in the locker room? How's the program?
Things are, well, first of all, thank you for inviting me onto this. I told you when I was walking in, I've watched a few episodes. I like listening to local coaches talk. So it's an honor to get to be here. Things are really good. The summer went really well. We didn't do a whole lot. I'm wearing a volleyball shirt right now. We have like 5 girls that are basketball only.
Yeah.
So many multi-sport athletes, and volleyball is coming up, soccer's starting. Tried to get everything front loaded in the beginning of June, but it went really well.
Yeah.
Things were flowing.
What's that like being at a big school, and I guess this is even at small schools too, where you have people who are like multi-sport athletes, and it's almost like you're having to fight for their time and attention. Does it feel that way as a coach, where I know you got some great athletes who also do volleyball, also do softball, also do these other things, and then you have to try to get them engaged in the summer, so when it rolls around in November, they're hitting the ground running. Does it feel that way as a coach, that you're having to try to fight for their time a little bit?
I don't know if fight for the time is the right way of phrasing it, but I definitely, when I took over the job, the elephant in the room was Leah Pike's a volleyball girl. Mm-hmm. What is her commitment level going to be like? Mallory had expressed interest in coming back. Was that going to actually happen? And the way that Mallory did come back, she played this summer. The way that those two led on the floor, and in timeouts or between games, they came to Tiffin with us, left after 2 games, drove over 2 hours to go to their volleyball practice. So I definitely thought there was going to be more of a fighting for the time. We got these 2 really good athletes, but they're volleyball players. They showed nothing but dedication to their teammates and to us as a staff, and driving wherever we made them go, and then coming back to practice, and then they got to go to nationals in Dallas. And so I thought I was going to have that problem, but the girls just work so hard and they're so selfless that they just kind of go to everything and wear their bodies down.
Catch Chasing the Game on WTOL 11+, YouTube, and Spotify.
As Chase mentioned right there, you can check out the full conversation on WTOL 11+, YouTube, and Spotify. Speaking of basketball, after more than 7 seasons overseas, Nigel Hayes-Davis is back in the NBA. The Whitmer High School standout signing a fully guaranteed 1-year deal with the Phoenix Suns after a historic run overseas. After going undrafted in 2017, the former Wisconsin Badger played briefly in the NBA and G League before becoming a standout in Europe's top leagues with Fenerbahce. He scored a record-setting 50 points in a EuroLeague game and earned MVP honors. Now Phoenix believes he can make an impact in the NBA once again. So congratulations to you, Nigel.
From Northwest Ohio to national stage, a young boxer from Toledo is taking his talents on tour. He's bringing back a title to his name. There's no shortage of talent in Northwest Ohio and Southeast Michigan. Nino McCallum is a great example. He's tough, 16 years old. He's celebrating his first ever national championship.
Phenomenal. Hardworking. Great. It motivates us. Yeah. It pushes us to work hard. Knowing that we witnessing greatness.
There's a certain mindset at Arc Gym in East Toledo.
Real focus and determined.
A mindset that's leading 16-year-old Nino the Nightmare McCallum to shine on the national stage.
I went down to Las Vegas, Nevada for the 2025 Junior Olympics Summer Festival. I went down there and I did my thing,
His thing? Winning. No small feat when the world is watching.
I've been boxing for 8 years. I started when I was 8 because my dad got me into it.
His dad and coach, Andre McCallum, was watching too.
He understands how to win, and he understands what needs to take place.
The elder McCallum runs the program here. He says he spent his 20s working in insurance, but 2 years ago felt a calling that led to this. ARC, a free boxing program for young men and women in East Toledo.
For these kids that come in here on a daily basis, I want them to see that it's not about the city that you're from. I hear a lot of young kids saying Toledo doesn't have anything, Toledo this, Toledo that. No, it's your mindset. You create the life that you want. You don't get the life that you want, you get the life that you create.
A life McCallum and his team has lived and works to inspire.
I started boxing at, I was probably about 14 years old.
That's Calvin Pritchard, Coach Cal.
I most definitely take a lot of hard work, a lot of hard training. I can see greatness in him. He's most definitely going to be a game changer in the boxing game. He can potentially be one of the greatest that does it.
So what's next for this teenage champion?
Our game plan is to win December 2025 and be selected to fight internationally. Once we win 2025, we'll come back 2026. We'll win at the elite level. Once you win at the elite level, that's 18 years old plus, that's how you become an Olympian. So the ultimate goal is the Olympics 2028 gold medal, not a bronze, not a silver. We don't just want to call ourselves Olympians. Gold medal Olympian in LA 2028, that's the goal.
Olympic gold, but not without that ARC mindset. No pain, no gain.
I'm not gonna lie, I like winning and fighting, so that's the whole point. So I like everything about it, really. The only thing I don't like really is when you have to go on a diet, you know, you can't eat, but other than that, I like everything.
What a kid, he has a great future. Nino, go get gold. And his dad wants everyone to know the ARC Gym is at 316 Facet Street. That's the corner of Facet and Oak over in East Toledo. Walk-ins are encouraged. And Noel, so when I started covering sports in Toledo in 1980 and up until about 2017, all the talk was about some great boxers from Toledo back in the 50s, the 60s, the 70s, and so forth. But since that time, okay, in the time I was here and still now with you, Devin Vargas, Olympian, Robert Easter Jr., Albert Bell, Sonny Frederickson, Jared Anderson, all from Toledo, all very, very good boxers who have had really good careers professionally. Jared Anderson, of course, is still going. He's in the heavyweight.
I was going to say, Jared Anderson, he's come back for a couple boxing matches here. I haven't personally gotten to cover it, but when our coworker Tyler went and covered it, those lines are just wrapped around the door. Toledo not only produces these great boxers, but the city and the viewers pour into it as well because the line was wrapped around the door and it was super cool. Another thing about this package is, you know, any sport, but specifically this for boxing, really cool when a parent can, you know, has the ability to invest back into their child. Some of my best memories are my dad taking me to sports, coaching me, and really cool relationship they have there that'll probably help propelling him to success at the Olympics, which is his goal.
Well, Devin Vargas's coach was his dad, Ray, and Robert Easter Jr., Robert Easter, who was also a boxer I covered back in the 90s. So, yeah, it's a lot of father and son and a great boxing tradition here in Toledo.
Yep.
We thought, what a better way to set a record, do something that could only ever happen in minor league baseball?
It might be the biggest baseball you've ever seen, literally. And it's not just big, it's on a mission to break a world record with a little help from Toledo fans. Hear about this massive piece of memorabilia next. That will now bring us to this week's Parent Shoutout of the Week.
This week's shout out goes to Lana from Napoleon.
Lana is a talented 10-year-old softball player who's been swinging a bat since she was 5 years old. She plays first base for her team, where she's become known as the Splits Queen. That's because when Lana catches a ball at first base, she often does the split to make those tough catches look effortless.
On top of her amazing defensive skills, Lana's a power hitter who's knocked out many home runs for her team this year. Beyond her impressive skills, Lana truly enjoys playing softball and being part of the game. Keep up the hard work and passion, Lana. Our whole leaderboard team is cheering you on.
Can you do the splits, Dan?
I can't do the splits. I only even think when I was your age I could do the splits. I love fast-pitch softball. I coached it. My daughter played it. She was a pitcher. Some of my best memories are involved with fast-pitch softball. It's amazing now, though, seeing these high school kids. When my daughter was playing 15 to 20 years ago, we didn't have the power hitters we do now.
Right.
All this power. I don't know if it's better technique, weight room, if it's better equipment with the bats. I don't know, but yeah. It's amazing all the home runs you see in girls' high school fast pitch.
I think we've had this conversation before. I think it's a mixture of everything, but they're getting girls in the weight room at 10, 11, early before teen years, something that I was not familiar with at that age, but
that's crazy.
Good for them.
Do you have a young athlete in your life? Well, we want you to show them off. Whether you're a parent, grandparent, just the biggest fan on the sidelines, we want to see your favorite youth sports moments. Send us your best photos and videos. Your submissions could be featured on WTOL 11 Sports Specials and across our social media platforms.
All you do is text us your highlights and be sure to include your name, your star's name, and a hometown. That number is 419-248-1100, or you can email us at sports@WTOL.com.
Got a pretty cool story to finish our show off this week. It truly fits the team. You got to see it to believe it.
That's right, Dan. A very, and I mean very large baseball greeted fans outside of Fifth Third Field recently. Check this out.
The minor leagues are attempting to set a new Guinness World Record for most signatures on any piece of sports memorabilia. This specific item stands 8 feet tall, weighs 1,200 pounds. Did you hear that? I said 1,200 pounds.
Jeez. Toledo played its part, adding almost 600 signatures, the most for any city on the tour thus far. They still need 642 more to set the record, with 12 ballparks still to visit.
We thought, what a better way to set a record, do something that could only ever happen in minor league baseball, and make our fans and our communities a part of it. The record is 2146 currently, I believe. We're at club stop 3 out of 16 total and 15 ballpark stops, so we're going to smash this record, I think.
Final stop set for New York City, right outside the Major League Baseball Commissioner's office. That's where the final count will be made official.
And finally, check this out. Bowling Green State University's baseball head coach, Kyle Halleck's son, was on the mound for his Little League team and made a diving catch that you just saw right there, and even pumped at first to throw the runner out there. Goes without saying, the future for Falcon baseball remains to be bright, Dan. Look at that.
And he's a lefty, too. How about that?
Good for him. Gosh, look
Good
at that.
ball player.
Good hand-eye coordination. It was 8U. He plays in 8U, so wow. 8 or under.
Good player.
Yep. Well, that's going to do it for another episode of the Leaderboard here on WTOL 11+. I'm Noelle Blumel.
I'm Dan Cummins, and from our entire WTOL 11 Leaderboard team, we'll see you next game.